Right-wing commentator Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck talking about guns. He was very supportive of the Second Amendment and the right to own guns. He was also a bigot and a misogynist. Does that mean I think he should have been shot in the neck? No, of course not. I would much rather him live a very long life and grow old to watch his daughter become a successful, independent career woman who's maybe a little into witchcraft. Like, think of all the things he might have seen in his lifetime. You know, like a lesbian president, nationally recognized Muslim holidays, beautiful mixed-race children, unisex urinals, stuff that would have made his head explode metaphorically. That's my wish for all of these people. They get to see a future they hate, no matter what they tried to do. And he'd be like, I tried my best. And someone else would be like, not hard enough, buddy. Which is the only term we're allowed to use anymore because it doesn't assume sex one way or the other. Don't kill these people. Let them live to see a future they hate.
Get your theology together, because the sad thing is we live in a nation where twisted, toxic theology is poisoning the politics of this nation. Have you thought about the fact that this week in Utah, a white Christian got killed by a white Christian? And then the next day, HBCUs were under threat. Now, how did we get in it? I mean, that's called white on white crime. You came the wrong Sunday if you thought I'm sorry, I see y'all are real sophisticated and you look really good. I hope they warned you about me, okay? Because on this Sunday, we gonna keep it 100. On this Sunday, we gonna tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And so here they are. Here they are. In Utah. It's more of us in church than in Utah. We ain't got nothing to do with what they just did. A white Christian gets killed, murdered, not assassinated. We're going to tell the whole truth today. Martin King got assassinated. Malcolm X got assassinated. Medgar X got assassinated. Don't compare Kirk to King. Ain't no such comparison. Now, let me hasten to say, I'm anti-political violence. Kirk should still be alive. I don't agree with the time with anything Kirk said. What Kirk said was dangerous. What Kirk said was racist, rooted in white supremacy, nasty, and hate-filled. But he still should be alive. He still should be playing with his kids. He still should be experiencing the love with his wife. He still should be experiencing life as he saw it. I don't want anybody, please hear me well, anybody to be victimized by political violence. But I'm going to keep it a buck. Because one of the things that gets me, and we got some politicians in here, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to come for you if you ever say this. If you ever say, America, we better than this. You lying. You lying. We ain't better than this. America was born in political violence. America committed political violence during the slave trade. America committed political violence when black bodies hung as strange fruit on southern trees. America committed political violence against the Irish, against the Italians before they became white. America committed political violence when America passed Jim and Jane Crow laws. What do you think political violence was? Political violence when they bombed and massacred Black Wall Street, when they massacred Rosewood, when they massacred whites and blacks in Wilmington, North Carolina. Well, what do you think political violence is? Martin being killed, that's political violence. John Kennedy being killed, political violence. Robert Kennedy being killed, political violence. And you gonna say we better than this? No, you can't fix what you won't face until you look in the mirror and say this is a violent country that has done violence to too many people. We will never get our act together. It's time to repent, because if my people called by my name humble themselves and pray, turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, forgive their sin, and heal the land. Come on, we better than this. No, we ain't. We ain't better than this. We ain't better than this. But to get better, you got to acknowledge what's wrong.
What's your opinions of Kirk's death? I don't give a fuck about Kirk's death. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about no white man dying. I don't give a fuck about no white boy dying.
My shit. Soon as a nigga hit the stage, they gon' ask if I can play the shit back to back. Yeah, they want it back to back. They gon' ask if I can play the shit back to back. I took the break confused, that's back to that.
They think I care about a white boy being killed by another white boy. I don't give a fuck about no white boy dying. I don't give a fuck about no Peckerwood getting shot. I don't give a fuck about no white boy getting killed.
Chill shit. We go 0 to 100, nigga, real.
He has 2 kids. His kids. They give a fuck about that white boy kid. They probably autistic anyway. About that white boy kid. Them kids. Charlie Kirk babies. All the poor niggas that die, man, that white boy and his white babies. Nigga, about no white boy, white on white crime. I don't give a fuck about white on white crime. White people don't care about black on black crime. F that white boy in his death. Yeah, he got 2 kids. So, King Von did too. His babies too. Yeah, they think I'm supposed to girl. Nigga, I'm having fun.
Baby on it.
Didn't nobody shoot me on the college campus. That's why they staffed them white folk campus. Had he been to an HBCU, they just would have recorded it. They think I care about a white man getting killed. Nigga, I kill a white man. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about no white boy getting put on his pussy. I should have had protection. I protect me. I give a damn about nothing.
Hey, the bill shit. And I don't feel that shit. Not even a little bit. Hold on. Play yourself. Know your work, nigga. My actions being louder than my words, nigga. How you so?
I'm a nigga. But I wish I could. I didn't live during them times. But thank you for the compliment. Peckerwood. Charlie Kirk. I didn't think I'd give a damn about Charlie Kirk. I don't even like Trump. I just be bullshit. I don't really like Trump. I do, but I don't. You know, white people and they problems. I just be talking like that to get white people's attention. When have you crackers ever showed love for the nigga? I've been playing on you stupid. I don't give a about white folks. I swear I don't. I swear to God I don't.
Yeah, well, and he's not as good looking as Mangione, so will be less inspirational for people. Tell me I'm wrong, man.
I don't see any Hawaiian. I don't see any.
Let's start with a word of encouragement from Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. That's our foundation as we dive into the Charlie Kirk tragedy as it further unfolds and the chaos unfolding each and every minute. Every time I scroll, every time I refresh, every new comment that I read and new subscriber that is joining the channel. and the left's hypocrisy that we are witnessing at an alarming and epic proportion here, this is our space to stand firm on faith, freedom, and truth. Let's dive in, folks, together. Stay tuned. Stick with me. We're going places. And until the end, because we're going to close with another powerful scripture to reflect on, okay? And so, hey, folks, welcome back. It's good to see you guys again. And I didn't think I was going to get a chance to make this video today, but I'm super excited to share the latest. So pull up a chair, grab yourself a drink, perhaps maybe coffee or whatnot, whatever, what have you, whatever you're sipping on tonight, today, this afternoon. Let's, depending on when you're watching this video, let's just chat like we always do. Have these casual, calm conversations that we all enjoy so much. Just you, just me, just us here. Collective, group, family, about the stuff that's hitting close to home, okay? We've all been watching these clips together, right? I'm sure you have, as a lot of you have been sending these to me to include in these videos. And that footage from Utah Valley University, the chaos, the heartbreak, Charlie Kirk, a man who poured his heart into fighting for the values we hold dear, freedom, faith, family, America first, sadly gone in an instant, shot down while speaking his mind on a college campus, harming no one. And it's the kind of thing that shakes you to your core, makes you really, really hug your loved ones, your kids a little bit tighter and question, how did we get here? Well, honestly, guys, I got to tell you, it's pretty clear how we got here. And if you haven't seen the latest from Matt Walsh,
that's what I want. I want them to wake up every single day, and the first thing they think is, my God, I wish I hadn't said that. Well, guys, you should have thought of that before you spent the last 20 years trying to destroy our lives for saying anything that you even vaguely disagree with.
yeah, we've been putting up with their shit for quite a while now, folks, okay? But we're not going to let it break us. We're going to talk it through. We're going to stay strong and call out what's really going on, because that's what we do. We stick together, grounded in truth and our conservative principles. Now, first off, let's address the elephant in the room from the clips that started this video. And we've got this liberal comedian, which I would think if you're a comedian, you should be funny, right? Michelle Wolf out there wishing Charlie had lived long enough to see America turn its back on Christ and his own daughter become a witch. Can you imagine? Mocking a man's faith, his family, his legacy, just like that. I mean, and then people are laughing it up. They find this comical, humorous. And then, of course, there's Jasmine Crockett's pastor in Texas. Very loose term there. I'm not sure what qualifications are required to be a pastor in Texas. Based on that account, straight up calling Charlie Kirk a fake Christian, saying he was killed by another white Christian and refusing to even use the word assassination. Can you guys believe that? Now he says, don't compare Charlie Kirk to King is what he says. Folks, this isn't just insensitive, if you ask me. It's a deliberate twist of the knife already inserted, and they're trying to rewrite history and faith to fit their narrative, their f***ed up narrative. And don't get me started on Charleston White, another so-called comedian laughing about Charlie Kirk's death, cursing his kids and wife, saying he doesn't care about white-on-white crime. Yeah, quote, I don't give a f*** about Kirk's death. I don't care about no white boy's death. He even hopes to lose his fan base? No. Bro, we hope that the world sees through that hate of yours. And these aren't jokes. They're not funny. And this is celebration of brutality. A man's life ended in front of thousands, replayed endlessly online, and they, you know who they are, the liberals, Democrats, these sick, twisted, hate-filled racists, treat it like a punchline. It's demented. How do you laugh at a father, a husband, a conservative patriot standing up for this country, for everyone, being gunned down live? It's pure evil. And it shows the decline we're seeing in our communities. The left's hypocrisy is glaring. They scream about hate speech when it suits them, but cheer murder if it's someone like Charlie Kirk who dares to stand for traditional values. Make that make sense. And yeah, you're spot on. Odds are the fake news mainstream media is already scheming to loop that tragic footage during midterms in the 2028 election cycle. You guys were thinking that, right? Tell me I wasn't the only one. Twist it, spin it, use it as propaganda to paint us as the villains. You remember just last year when President Trump, at the time, soon to be President-elect Trump, took over Madison Square Garden. The nonsense, the rhetoric, the imagery, the visuals that they chose to dig up and use. We've seen it before. They can't help themselves. It's all about clicks, clout, and control. But we're smarter than that. And we won't let them rewrite this story. We won't let them rewrite history. And speaking of lack of compassion, let's talk about the liberal white woman who said Charlie's assassination won't have the same impact as the healthcare CEOs because the assassin isn't attractive like Luigi Mangione. Let that sink in, folks. How f***ed up do you have to be to say something like that? This is the left, plain and simple, cold, shallow, reducing a gruesome murder to some twisted beauty contest. No empathy, just excuses for violence if it fits their vibe, and it's a visible decline, folks, and it's just getting worse. These people are about to learn that their cruel words and actions have real costs and consequences. We are seeing instant regret sweeping through liberal social media accounts, and yeah, their bank accounts as well. Their bank accounts are feeling the pain too. Instant regret, paychecks bouncing, jobs vanishing as bosses do the right thing and hold them accountable. The term that I heard today was job hugging. And I think that these folks are going to really wish that they did that instead. For instance, take Clemson University, for example, and that statement that we all saw. They terminated an employee today after a swift investigation into inappropriate social media content celebrating Charlie Kirk's untimely death and assassination. 2 faculty members pulled from teaching duties pending their own investigations for termination. Clemson said it plain and simple. The university will continue to follow required processes with urgency. Clemson University's commitment to the safety and well-being of our campus community remains our top priority. No more hiding behind free speech. When you're glorifying violence on a college campus, this isn't just about race like that Texas pastor wanted to spin it in front of his congregation. It's about protecting students everywhere, HBCU or not. Why all the racist rhetoric from the pulpit of all places? Maybe because it pads the collection plate. But I honestly doubt Jesus would approve of sermons that stroke hate instead of healing. And we're seeing accountability in action, and it's about damn time. Remember Lexi? You remember Lexi? Kunzel? Is it Kunzel? Kunzel? That brave nurse at Inglewood Health in New Jersey? She got suspended without pay just for calling out a surgeon who cheered Charlie Kirk's assassination. The doc gets a pass for celebrating murder, but the nurse speaking up for basic decency, well, sadly, she gets punished. Hypocrisy at its finest, but Here's the great news, folks. Friends, patriots, lend me your ears. We won that one. Lexi has been reinstated and is back to her scheduled shifts. The doctor resigned. The hospital confirmed it. And I quote, "We have accepted the physician's resignation and the nurse is expected to work her scheduled shifts. Justice served." Fortunately, it shouldn't have played out this way, but in the end, we still won. And hey, maybe she got the attention. Who knows? Maybe she got the attention because she's standing on the right side of right. That would be the most likely case, unlike the earlier clowns judging assassins by their looks. Yeah, these are the same ones who had a problem with Sydney Sweeney wearing denim jeans, folks. It's a jab, sure, but it hits home. Do the right thing and good things follow. Shifting gears, folks, back to politics. We've I don't even know if we've ever pulled away, but we've been waiting for this one. Efforts are ramping up to strip the Somalian representative Ilhan Omar of all her committee assignments after she mocked Charlie Kirk's assassination. Honestly, she should have been out of Congress. She should have been removed far before this, but she disparaged his legacy, called out his beliefs in ways that incited more hate, and it's disgusting. Ilhan Omar is the same one who says that all white men are terrible people, and I think I might be able to pull that one up. I'll see if I can find that one and show it to you guys.
I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. We should be profiling, monitoring, and creating policies to fight the radicalization of white men.
A resolution in play, and good riddance if it passes. No room for that type of poison in Congress, Omar. Now, on the investigation front, Red Wave Press nailed it and says the FBI is probing social media posts from at least 7 accounts that seem to show foreknowledge of the hit, the assassination. One even referenced September 10th, over a month early, deleted after the fact, but several tied to transgender people, individuals, and at least one followed the suspect, Tyler Robinson's roommate, on TikTok. Yeah, Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson, which, this is going to be extremely controversial, but Michelle and I, we were talking about this today on our drive home, and it was that I can see why Tyler Robinson's father would turn him in. And it's because he was ashamed of his son, not just for what he had done, the life he had taken, the tragedy that ultimately is his to bear the responsibility for and the consequences of pulling that trigger. But probably because his dad was ashamed of him for being in this relationship with a transgender furry, his son, getting his cheeks clapped by a gay transgender furry. So there's that. I can see that being an issue besides everything else, but I digress. Tyler confessed in a Discord chat about 2 hours before getting turned in. He says, "Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday, and I'm sorry for all of this."
All right, breaking right now, reports of a confession posted on Discord from Charlie Kirk's suspected assassin hours before, after the murder, but hours before his father turned him in to authorities in Utah. This is Washington Post reporting on this at this point. Justice correspondent David Spunt joining me now live from Washington. Hi, David. What can you tell us?
Hi, Martha. About 2 hours before he was turned into authorities, this according to the Washington Post. We are working to independently confirm this as well, but the Washington Post says that Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old suspect charged in Charlie Kirk's murder, confessed, and I want to read this according to the Washington Post, writing on Discord, that social media chat group that the FBI says he used, quote, "Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this." This coming from the Washington Post. Now, this comes as DOJ officials began late last week and over the weekend looking at the potential for at least one federal charge. No guarantee they'll get there. A department spokesperson declined comment, but a source familiar said investigators are not ruling anything out at this time, especially his online gaming presence, his chats, as we just mentioned. Who was he talking to? What did he say? FBI Director Kash Patel said this earlier this morning. Watch.
He had a text message exchange, he the suspect, with another individual, in which he claimed that he had an opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and he was going to do it because of his hatred for what Charlie stood for.
This investigation is just begun. This isn't even the beginning of the beginning. You know, yes, we have a subject in custody. You know, everybody's innocent until proven guilty in our constitutional republic. However, this is not done by any stretch.
Patel also batting down criticism from some even on the right about his handling of the probe. He put out a social media post hours after Kirk died saying that there was a subject in custody only to be released, and he addressed that, saying that he could have worded it a little bit better. Today at the FBI, history was made when former Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey became the co-deputy director along with Dan Bongino. When we asked what this means, all parties involved on the record say this is a positive move for the Bureau. Martha.
Bad news. So he knew, but he was brainwashed. He was under some sort of control, perhaps maybe by this organization, this group that's funding this terrorism on U.S. soil. Chilling, to say the least, but even worse is the most recent development that I saw Benny Johnson post about how Discord tried to cover this up. Yeah. This is unfolding rapidly, folks, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up and bring you this as fast as I possibly can, but the FBI is digging deep into possible networks, and it's clear this was ideologically driven leftist indoctrination at play. Try and change my mind. Wrapping this up with the latest, we have the FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino, who just confirmed suspect Tyler Robinson is now on unalive watch.
Got to ask you this, and you know why, but is he being watched so that there can be no...
Yeah, that's what we've been told from local officials who have custody over him right now, that he is in fact on watch. That is obviously going to remain a concern.
Unalive himself watch, okay? Watch. And in that Megyn Kelly interview, Dan Bongino said local officials have him under watch because that is obviously going to remain a concern. And yeah, we need answers, folks, and the truth. That's it. Not this coward checking himself out on his own terms. No, that shit, okay? Low-life scum is what he is. And yeah, Andrew Tate.
So Charlie's killer has been caught. Some 22-year-old dweeb, some theater kid who managed to kill a man far greater than he could ever be.
Nailed it. 100%. I 100% agree. But there's no easy out for this piece of shit. Pardon my French. And so there you have it, folks. Or at least for the most part, because wait, there's more. There's always more. The investigation's widening, accountability's coming, and we are not backing down, okay? And what we need right now is unity among us, the real patriots here, folks, the ones who really want to see America made great again, not this leftist ideological cult that is trying to destroy us from the inside out. They have woken up. They have awakened a giant, sleeping giant. And we are here to uphold our strong conservative values and get this country back on track. Unity with evil fanatics who celebrate murder. Let me know what you guys think. Is it even possible? Is it even possible for us to have unity with evil fanatics who celebrate murder? They are the dividers. They are the haters. They are the trolls. They are the bots. They are the noise. We've talked about this at great length numerous times before, and we're going to continue to talk about this because these are topics and discussions that must be had. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. And as I promised, we would close out tonight's video. I want to say thank you for joining and having this raw and honest conversation. Your voices matter so much, so please share your thoughts down below. And as we part, let's sit with another one from Deuteronomy 28. And we're going to start at verse 58. And if we as a nation fail to follow the law written in this book and revere the glorious name of the Lord our God, then he warns of fearful plagues, harsh disasters, and lingering illnesses on us and our descendants. The diseases of Egypt we dread will cling to us, and every unrecorded sickness will come until we are destroyed. Our numbers dwindling from stars in the sky to a mere few because of disobedience. The Lord, who once delighted in our prosperity, may take pleasure in our ruin, uprooting us from this land, scattering us among nations to worship false gods of wood and stone. There no rest will be found, only an anxious mind, weary eyes, and a despairing heart. Constant suspense, dread day and night, longing for morning or even to escape the terror before our eyes, even a return to Egypt in ships, offering ourselves as slaves, yet finding no buyers. Are we heeding this warning? Are they heeding this warning? You know who they are. Or are we or are they on the brink of such a fall? I'll let you guys chime in. Please stay tuned, stay strong, hold the line on our values, and let's keep fighting for America. God bless everyone. And now I've got one more I want to share with you, like I said, but wait, there's more. Here's Vice President J.D. Vance and White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller. Let me know, what path will we choose? What path should we choose? Okay. What path do you choose? Catch you guys on the next one.
Walk me through at a high level, like what you and I have been working on, what the whole administration has been working on to try to make sure that we don't reward and promote this craziness.
Yes, so it's an excellent question. I've said this before, and but it bears repeating. The last message that Charlie sent me was, I think it was just the day before we lost him, which is that we need to have an organized strategy to go after the left-wing organizations that are promoting violence in this country. And I will write those words onto my heart and I will carry them out. If people ask me, what emotions I'm feeling right now, this is something people say, you kind of know the answer. There's incredible sadness, but there's incredible anger. And the thing about anger is that unfocused anger or blind rage is not a productive emotion.
Right.
But focused anger, righteous anger, directed for a just cause is one of the most important agents of change in human history.
Charlie showed that. Amen.
And we are going to channel all of the anger that we have over the organized campaign that led to this assassination to uproot and dismantle these terrorist networks. So let me explain a little bit what that means. So,
We've got 30 seconds, so be quick, Stephen.
The organized doxing campaigns, the organized riots, the organized street violence, the organized campaigns of dehumanization, vilification, posting people's addresses, combining that with messaging that's designed to trigger and incite violence, and the actual organized cells that carry out and facilitate the violence, it is a vast domestic terror movement. And with God as my witness, we are going to use every resource we have at the Department of Justice, Homeland Security, and throughout this government to identify, disrupt, dismantle, and destroy these networks and make America safe again for the American people. It will happen, and we will do it in Charlie's name.
And if you are interested in saving money, specifically on your Medicare, then make sure you give our friends at Chapter a call. And I want you guys to really, really pay attention here, because it's come to my attention that most seniors are not on the best Medicare plan. They're either overpaying for the same coverage they could get elsewhere, or they don't have the coverage they need in an emergency. Chapter can review your options in under 20 minutes. It's fast, it's simple, it's easy, and it's free. If you're already on the best possible plan, they'll tell you they're unbiased and they're purely here to help folks, seniors, save money on healthcare, on average $1,100. And if you're not on the right plan, they'll help you switch, even if it's to a plan that pays them nothing. Again, unbiased, folks. This is unique and unlike any other Medicare provider out there. And this is exactly why we love Chapter so much, because they're literally just trying to help people. Chapter works for you, not big insurance or the government. And there's no pressure, just honest, free advice from professionals who know Medicare inside and out.